Okay, got a little bit of a rare midweek daytime daytime gaming. So let's see what's going on here. I think we're at a command chit draw point of the game. Like I said, I get to sit down here once a week, so I got to kind of check everything out again. I think there you go with the updated score. Now the tide has turned. The Confederates keep on having more of a domino effect and losing these victory point hexes. They only have two now. I think at the maximum they had maybe three or four. And you can see here, there's a lot more blue units than there are. I don't know why they had them to tan, is what they're tan here for the Confederates. But you can see here now with the casualties. And Union's definitely suffering more on the casualty victory point side. I want to make a note on strategy. I seem to be taking advantage of good command die rolls when they get to the 10 and 8 hex range for a movement allowance and grabbing these spots, shooting off and grabbing them. But I'm able to really hang on to them. And in this game, there's a lot of flanking going on. So if I had to give a advisory, if I had to do this game over and do more strategies, I think you might want to do something that Mr. Racer has in the game developed as a tactic that kind of went along with the times. What am I trying to say? Don't be shooting your units out to go grab victory points. Keep them in. I think that's the whole reason of the times is when you had these lines of, units going against other lines. I'm playing this more like a tank warfare game. I'm blitzkrieging these units, and they're grabbing the victory point hexes, but the rest of their mates are all behind. And I think a few times when I went out and grabbed some of them, we've paid the price. Here you go, Pickett. He just got eliminated. He went out and grabbed him, and the rest of his army was pretty much back here. I guess maybe we should have did is kept him like my little pointer here in a line and went on through, trying to keep yourself from getting outflanked. You're having your flanks turned. But it is what it is. It was a good mobile battle. There was a lot of running around, double timing. In this game, though, I think one thing against it is when they do hit a 10 movement point allowance, I don't think their unit should be at full strength. I mean that's almost like a full run. We had units all the way up here running over the hills and down here. So, but it's a game. It's a good fun game. And like I said, it's just a game with a little bit of a historical flavor. All in all, it all comes down to victory points. All right, enough bloviating. But I just wanted to say something on tactics. Yeah, you might want to. And then you got all these units in their divisions. You can kind of keep them more divisional together. I mean, there is a command range. We've been keeping an eye on it and keeping that penalty. That's a good rule. He's been trying to make you do that with keeping them in the command range. But yeah, I think it would have been better to keep all the units more in a line type of battle instead of running them off in a little victory point hexes and hoping you can hold off until help gets there. In the case of the Confederates, there was a lot of Union help that was going to get there before the Confederates did. So it's just a matter of basic numbers. But yeah, I think if I was any player, Union or Confederate, I might have took advantage of the organization here with their formations and divisions. Maybe kept them a little more together instead of, willy-nilly them all over the place. All right, we'll be back with a chit draw, and we're almost done with this game. And it's been a Rebel game to lose. They've had to lead most of the time, mostly because of early casualties, especially with their first encounter with First Corps in Buford, so they took the blunt of it. All right, we'll be back with the command chit draw. Okay, ready for a command draw. But another note on, the way you want to keep these units in line. Sometimes you can't help it because on this game, they could come in at this road, that road, get lost, and end up on this road. So there's that uncertainty You know, where it ain't like they're all going to come in on one road and be able to form up on a line. So that's kind of what we're working with in this game too. But if you can kind of keep them more, what's the word I'm looking for? Coordinated or whatever. Let's go ahead with a command shit draw. There's a lot of command shits in here, and the Union have already taken their combat. So I know it's good combat, definitely worth it. So let's see what's going on with the next one. It is the Confederates' turn. Flip this on over and see what they want to do. Who is it specifically? It is Heath. I think Heath's one of them that don't have no units on the board anymore. Let me see here. Yeah, Heath's the one with all the units. So this draw's moot. No Heath, because he has no men. So there you go. Make sure we got that right. Look around here. Yeah, I don't see no Heath, man. He's all gone whenever we draw him. He is manpower. Ooh, short. I guess you can call it. Let's see. Manpower prohibited. All right, another. Well, we're going back over to the Union turn. Let's see what we got here on this one, and it is Second Corps. Rolling for Second Corps. High roll is needed. They let us down with a 4 movement point allowance for all Second Corps units. And they are specifically, I've been looking at that little pointer here all week long. If I want it, it's gone. All right, there you go. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, they're down 4. So there you go. And they only have a movement point of 4. They have used their combat, so they cannot move adjacent or have mandatory combats with any rebel units. Let me see what we want to do with them. We got back. All right, Second Corps movements are about done. We got one more unit we want to move. I just want to show you. Units that have turned sideways and moved. Basically, it's kind of shifting around. I want to cut these boys here on off if we can and inflict us some good old casualties. But it have to be a combat for next turn, evening turn, if that's what we're going to do. Next move is this unit right here. I could see an attack coming on this one, so I think I want to move him right here and then give them the obligatory soak off if they want to see. If they move here, all these units as hex can attack with no problem. We'll move him over here. Not only will he be able to give them a mandatory soak off attack, but he'll also be at the advantage being up the hill. So it might be a no-brainer just to move him next to, and look at that tactical efficiency rating. Yeah, tactical efficiency rating, yep. It's been a while since I played this game, but it's a 5, so it's a really good number. So even though they're only a 1, they could probably survive. Okay, I think that's it. Let me see who we have here. Nope. Them are all the Second Corps units I think we see. Yeah, we'll move them around here, mainly, like I said. Cut them off. We'll see if they want to do in their combat, but we've stayed out of their zones of control. And I believe one of these units had to go around because of the zone of control. But it is what it is. With only 4 movement points, that's what we got. We'll go for another command shit draw. What we got going on here will be, sure we got everything right. Pendulum swinging over to the Confederate turn. And specifically, it is Pender. Confederate die. Pender. The 2. All right, Pender. You have no artillery. With a 2, you can move 4 points. 4 movement points are wild in this early draws. 4 movement points for Pender's man. Yeah, Pender's in a nice little spot here, here, and that's it. He's only got 2 brigades. Oh, Pender's got another one up here. Out of command. That red marker underneath means he is out of command range, so his couriers can't get a hold of headquarters. He can move, but he can't have combat. So that's a negative on Pender. His movements, let's see what we want to do with Pender's 2 brigades here, and his lone one out northwest. Back. Pender's men unable to mount an attack on this captured victory point hex. Don't want to move these boys on out. I'll give him a clear. They're pretty well locked in. They're doing a good job here. He's doing a good job here, keeping any of these troops from moving behind these troops here. So I think Pender's just going to stay where he's at. No big combat. Although the Confederates got to do something. They got to make a big splash. Let's see how they're going to do that with the next. Oh, command shit draw. I mean, I just don't see. Yeah, I mean, that's all we can do right now. We'll see what's up. Ooh, it is the Union turn. And it is 12 core. 12 core, looking for the big die roll. 4. And that equals 8 movement points, and he does have artillery, but they've already had their combat, so he can't get next to any units. Ooh, we have here just 1 brigade for 12 core. And maybe they're in here. Yeah, okay. They're the ones holding the victory points hex here on Cemetery Hill. Alright. And he's doing a job standing out there on top of the hill, so this must be another. This has got to be another case of just staying put. Not really seeing anything. Oh, doesn't want to back him up and put him in here with this unit for the imminent attack. Oh, let me check this out. Be right back. 12 core not wishing to give up the high ground. We'll stay there. So another anticlimactic shit draw, command draw. That's what kind of happens in this game when you have that combat. All right. Ooh, stays in the Union. The ball stays in the Union court with 6 core. 6 core. A lot of men to move around. He can use a big die roll. We're gonna call it a 5. All right. Not like calling that one, and it will be 8 movement points. So he'll max out on that 5. That's just what the doctor ordered for a Union victory. We'll be right back. And I can't have combat, but he can move 8 hexes. So we'll see what we want to do. Got him surrounded. Might want to tighten that little loose on up. We'll see. All right. I think we just pretty well moved them on over here. Those 8 movement points and locked them on in. Everybody turned sideways. They're the ones that moved, and they are pretty well locked. And you can see here they might have a way out, but Union zone of control, locked in. So that seems to be the tactic in this game, going around. And like that's what I'm trying to say is to avoid this happening to you, you need to stay in lines more. So there you go. I don't know if this is a realistic, interpretation of the battle, the way we're all running around like this, but I don't think it's historical. But there you go. We got them locked on in too. Now we won't have no more evening or night turns where if you're adjacent to them at night, they surrender, but we'll see where this takes us with the game. That will be it for 6 core. Yeah, with a bunch of moving points, but everybody's staying put and just surrounding the units. These guys are all step lost anyway, have casualties. All right, let me see here. Next hit draw. Not much going on. And it'll stay the Union turn. Are you rolling for first core? And they have 1 unit. You can't do nothing. So, hold on a second. Yeah, that is a Vermont. And I forgot what we rolled for them. I think they got a 4. This part of my table I got a piece of plexi here. And through the course of life, this thing's been getting hit. So I'm surprised everything's staying put. But I think they're at 4. First core is not doing anything. They don't have any mandatory combats, but they are surrounded. Wow. Yeah, the only reason they're not mandatory is because they're in the woods. They're hunkered down in that woods, just like the Ukrainians or the Russians, making little dugouts and hoping for the best. All right, we'll roll for them anyway. Whoa! If he could move, he would have got a 2. So I'll put him over here. 2. That would equal 3 movement points. All right, he won't move. A lot of that going on with this part of the game. Next shit draw is going to be Union again. Yeah, tide is turned. 5th core. Big die roll for 5th core. Not a big die roll, only 4 movement points. But a 4 for 5th core. They are where? Oh, he's got 1, 2 units right in the middle of everything. They look like they don't want to do much either. They got units locked in. We'll see what's up. These 2 units are in good spots. You can't move much anyway because we're getting surrounded. And we can't be adjacent because it'll be a mandatory combat. The only reason this isn't because they're both in woods and on the same level. And neither of them in clear. So there you go. I think that's going to be a moot draw also because I don't see anybody moving in. You can't do anything. Yeah, we'll stay on those little hill spots. Where is another one of his units? Another one of his units are out there, and he'd be... Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, they're holding this spot too. So here's 3 more brigades over here. 1, 2, 3. I was wondering why I was out of command range, but he's not because he's 4 hexes away, so we're all good. Let me see what I want to do with these units. We'll be right back. All right, 5th Corps has moved. These 2 units here were in the victory point hex, and this unit here that's in there now is up here, so he's kind of moved them around. But I wanted to get this spot here, his zone of control extend. They won't be able to... It was a nice little open door here for him, in other words, because the only units were here and there. This will lock him in. He can't move anywhere. Well, I guess he can go right through here with them, but this might be prohibited hex. So I think they're locked in on the northern, anything north of us. They're locked in. We'll deal with these boys later. We got our line established. They're up Schitt's Creek. Get us some casualty victory points, and maybe, I don't know. We got some pretty good, I'm pretty sure we can get this one within the next day's combat. And that'd be it. A little bit of casualties. We'll add up the score. All right, that is it for their command draw. We'll put it back here. They got the it's the last person that was in the victory point hex. It don't have to be garrison, but we'll garrison these boys anyway because they were 4 hexes away. So there you go. That is the way this end of this game is developing. Huh. All right, another chit draw. We still have time. A few more minutes. Got some other stuff to do tonight. Specifically, daily fantasy baseball. Oh, I love that game. I love crunching numbers all night. All right, let me see here. This will turn back into the pendulum, goes into the Confederate side of the clock. And it is specifically Johnson. He's got his men down here. Is this the time they want to use to attack? That would just, you'd be wasting your combat on just a casualty. So we'll see what's up with Johnson. He's going to roll for his men. Johnson gets a 3, is that? Yeah. 3 on Johnson's track is 6 movement points. And no artillery. No, not even no divisional artillery. All right, he has... They're all in the same spot as an attack time. It would be nice to get rid of them, form them up here, but what you really want to do is grab another victory packs, but you don't want to suffer no more casualties. We'll see what Johnson's orders are. All right, little note here. With those chit draws that the Union just... And it's a game of chit draws. That's all it is. Whoever has initiative, and if you have initiative, you get to move first, and you get in the spot. That movement, these last few movements by the Union, has made the old Cemetery Hill not very hard to crack now. So we're just looking at strategies, wondering if we just want to stay put, if we want to go ahead and just get ourselves a victory point. A lot of chances to be rolling for just for 1 victory point. I think his rating here is a... Ooh, what was that? Oh, we forgot. Wrong one there. There you go. So he's rated as a 4 for the Vermont Regiment. We had to roll for his tactical efficiency rating because he was untested in combat. This was our first battle. So, do we waste our combat chit on that, or I don't know what else we'd use it on. I just want to try a breakout. That'd be a real bummer to lose all these steps. Huh. All right, let me see what's going on. We'll be back. Okay, sorry about that. Next door neighbor has a brand new Newfoundland puppy. And he's just like Luca, big dog. And he's, oh my God, I think he might even be bigger than Luca. But whenever he's out, we gotta go out and pet the new puppy. We have a great time with that. Let me pause here for a cough break, and we'll be right back. All right, well, as a Confederate player, you have to look at, you only got 1 more turn left, 2 turns, 2 combats left. Ron Johnson's move. Ideally, we want to swing him up here this way and go for maybe an attack on this spot that they just lost. I'm trying to figure out what I can do. What I can do as the Confederate player, because right now I think if we added it up, it'd be a real close game. I can grab another victory point hex. This one here is I think too well garrisoned now. I don't think we can get this one. Can we get up here? It would be Anderson's men, but they would need a lot of movements. Now, if I can get Pickett, I could actually move Pickett up into here and not have a mandatory attack because I'm in the woods, he's in the clear. He'd have a mandatory attack against me. Pickett could alone. Who are we talking about here? Old Garrett's brigade could be real key to this game. That's a real key move, getting him up there and not having a mandatory attack. He's in the clear. He'd have a mandatory attack against me. I need to get units around here. Maybe grab that one. I don't know if this one's out of reach. If we can grab, ideally, for the Confederate player, this one, and we might have a good chance at the game. I don't know if they're both realistic now. What can we do to get another victory point hex? It's too late in the game. Moves are really limited time. I think well, we'll have to see if we can hang on to this one. There ain't no way we get anybody up there, so there you go. Last moves. What can the Confederates do with just a few moves left and 2 combats? Where do we have the 2 combats that can keep us with this game? We'll be back. All right. Strategy being up the hell with this guy. Do whatever he wants. We're not wasting time on him no more, although he is a definite stone in our shoe, as they used to say. We're going to try to get these guys out of here. The only bad thing about this, too, is they're embedded in the deep woods. It's going to take a lot of movement points to get them out. If I can get this guy out, what we're trying to do is move these boys here to take these boys' place, and these boys here are going to go after that hex there. There you go. That's pretty much it. That's what we want to do. And meanwhile, try not to suffer too many casualties. Ain't looking good for a Confederate player. What should I do as a Confederate player? I think that's a plan. You can hold off on this. I don't think these guys can mount much of an attack. But then if I do abandon this spot, these units here go to here, and these units here come up here. What's the stop of the attack on this one? All kinds of stuff to think about. Having fun with this game. Don't know if we'll be able to call it a video or get this turned done tonight. I got other things to do, and it is a work night anyway, so just enjoying a little bit of free time. I got more things to do. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I got some stuff I need to do. I'm going to put the marker here on Johnson. I want to look at this. What do I do? It's the last few moves for the Confederates, and I really like these games, so it's a good puzzle, and I want to do my best I can to get a Confederate victory for the Confederate side, or when I'm playing the Union side, their side too. So let's call this a quick one because I think I got a whole bunch of them in storage. When we come back, we'll carry on with the game. Johnson's moves. We are back. All right, we're thinking with Johnson's, what we'd like to do, get this unit off the board and get this unit off the board. This isn't a mandatory attack, but if it's going to be my combat round, I can go ahead and attack them. All these attacks are taking place in the woods. No artillery can be fired on either side. Oh, we might have some good modifiers there. And here we might have a good odds attack. If we can get him out, advance, clear this all out for us. Clear him out. This unit here, who is this down here now? Old Lane's Brigade. If Lane's Brigade can clear him out, I don't even know if I'd advance. I guess I'd have to. But the key thing is, I guess we'd have to, I'll have to look and see if I want to get this attack. The thing of it is, I want to somehow get a flank attack going on here. I guess I could bypass and move into this spot, but then I'd have to move everybody in there. All these attacks got to be coordinated with silk offs and everything else. But what we're trying to do as a Confederate player is grab us this hex back, maybe. Who knows about this one? Pickett can go up there and attack, but like I said, I only got one combat. That'll be my combat for this turn. Next turn we'd have the Grand Battery. And, well, let me think this over. These are thoughts that are going through my head. We'll be back. All right, further looking. If we do succeed in this attack, that would be a mandatory attack for him to attack me. And following up, Union turn. We'd be up on the hill, and he'd be in the clear. That's a mandatory attack. So if you put this unit here, he's got to attack. This is working out great. This would be a good attack. So I think we're going to go ahead and do this. We'll take the Confederate combat marker, and we will place it on the turn 17. We're going to have our combat. It's going to be all these hexes here against the last unit of First Corps. We'll finish them off. He'll attack here. It'll be a 2-to-1 attack. It's just a matter of some good die rolls. If we win, he suffers a step loss. He's gone. We can advance here had the advantage here, he'll have to attack me. All kinds of good things that can happen. We'll have this back way into this hex here. If we can mass an attack, there's got to be soak offs, everything. This is how the game should be played. You should have these lines like this to hold positions. So we'll see what we can do with a little bit of maneuvering, but I think that's going to go ahead and be the attack. We will call this a quick video. I said I was going to do it earlier, but now we'll call it a video. When you come back, we will commence with the Confederate combat phase. There'll be a lot of chits you have to draw, so it'll be maneuver. Yeah, I think you have to do it when the time is right in this game. So I think we want to do that now. We could have waited for these units here and made an attack here. Maybe pick it to go for that one. Let's do this. I like this plan. We'll be back in the next video.